It's the marital crisis that shattered her world.
What the heck just happened? I really, truly want to be married to this man.
Reality star Kendra Wilkinson.
You're not wearing your ring.
The breakdown in her marriage.
You said that you just need to know the truth. What do you think that truth is?
That's taking a toll on her health.
I have no idea how you're holding it together.
This is real life, and I'm still going through it.
Coming up next on Dr. Oz.
It's the devastating news no woman wants to hear. Your husband has cheated. Kendra Wilkinson retreated from the spotlight, where she's remained silent until now. Today, the details of what happened in her marriage are being played out for the world to see. Take a look.
The world is accusing my husband of cheating on me with a transsexual.
It was a fairy tale marriage. Beloved reality TV star Kendra Wilkinson and her husband, NFL wide receiver Hank Baskett, were a power couple with a beautiful child and another on the way. And then her world came crashing down.
You. Get out of here.
Believe this person over me.
You ain't no father no more.
Just 5 weeks after giving birth to her second child, a shocking story surfaced, accusing Hank of having an affair with a transsexual model.
Every word that came from there just was boom, boom, boom. When did he do this? While you were 8 months pregnant.
The scandal sparked a media frenzy
Oh my God, what are you doing?
and turned Kendra's life upside down.
This is so hard. I can't even do this. I don't know what to do, where to go, who to talk to.
Brace yourself. There definitely could be more that comes out.
The next step is divorce.
Did you cheat on me with a transsexual?
And all along, Hank claims he didn't do it.
What did you do? I still don't have any answers.
You have to trust me. I will clear my name.
Kendra, who has said she still loves her husband, has reportedly split from him. Caring for a newborn and depressed, Kendra is now looking to get her life and her health back together.
Kendra Wilkinson is joining me. I have no idea how you're holding it together.
I don't either. I really don't. I mean, it's been a lot, but faith keeps me going. It really does.
So as a doctor, I wanted to ask about your health first. It's a lot of stress. How are you eating?
I'm actually doing really good, and that's what's keeping me stable is, focusing on my health and mental health and all together, Are you
able to sleep?
Initially, no, I did not sleep. So it's been pretty brutal.
Can I quote you? This is something that you said. If you want a real look at what a real marriage looks like, this is it. What do you want people to see?
I want people to see, I'm not a perfect person. We're not all perfect people. I mean, I guess I'm a celebrity, and we're in the limelight, so people look at celebrities like they're perfect, and they don't go through times like this. And you always see in the tabloids and stuff that people are so quick to divorce. All you see is divorce. Mm-hmm. But what I want people to see is like what it takes to get over something like this, because I truly want to. I truly love my husband. I got married because I want to be married to my husband, not for some show, and this is real life. This is real stuff, and I'm still going through it.
Can I go back to the roots of this? And I wonder if I can start with the pregnancies themselves. Mm-hmm. I know they've been trying for you, had postpartum depression after the first pregnancy. Mm-hmm. How was it physically after the second one?
After the second one, it was so easy. I had bounced, right back. I mean, that includes health and a low carb diet and everything, but it really, walking around the block every night and really having the energy really helped a lot.
Your fame, your persona, maybe even your self-worth is based around this image of who you are, your appearance. Mm-hmm. Was that shaken at all by this process?
Well, of course, I'm known to be this, cute girl from the Playboy Mansion or whatever. So, when I got pregnant, which I absolutely do not regret, I love, and we made a choice, real life just sets in at that moment. I would look in the mirror and say, those days are done. I once was that, but I'm not anymore. So it's very, it changes so fast. And I put a lot of stress into our relationship because of that.
Did you not think he'd find you sexy anymore?
Yeah, I mean, it's a lot of pressure to keep that up because that's how we fell in love, But I did get too comfortable. I did. And then once I got too comfortable, I kind of looked in the mirror and I'm like, oh my God, I didn't recognize myself anymore. So I just feel like getting too comfortable is like the wrong thing to do.
So Hank has adamantly denied the allegations. He's not living with you anymore in the same house.
Yeah, I mean, he's there, but we have an apartment just in case.
You said that you just need to know the truth. What do you think that truth is?
He is denying it. And, obviously no more came out, like as you saw in the clip, like the people around me were warning me. I think they were pretty much saying, like Tiger Woods, there's gonna be a lot more coming out. And I just couldn't handle that. It was just so much stress at that time. I was like bracing myself, but nothing more came out. And then as time goes on, you start to really remember and figure out like I started to figure out who I really married. Like, could this have been a mistake? Could this have been like, was he set up? I mean, there's so many questions. I mean, the question of him being set up is not even being talked about. But he's denying it. The rumors are being denied.
Can I talk to you a second?
Mm-hmm.
I'm just going to share some advice from you. Again, I'm not Hank's doctor, but I can offer you some doctoring commentary.
Oh, okay.
All right. Women always find a way of blaming themselves in a situation. And it has always been my opinion that when a man, whether he cheated or not, but if he did cheat, when that happens, it's usually a reflection of their own insecurity. Mm-hmm. They don't think they're worthy of you. Mm-hmm. And then they start to destroy this beautiful, blissful event being in your life.
Right.
Because they can't believe it's really there. Mm-hmm. And so it's not supposed to be there, so let's crack it and break it and get rid of it and move on to the craziness that was supposed to happen to me. And I ask you that because that's probably going to be in the middle of all this, part of that equation in your brain. Mm-hmm. That's why I really appreciate your being so honest about how you saw yourself changing.
Right.
It all, at its core, is also going to come down to whether you're willing to forgive Hank.
I don't know anymore. I don't know what to believe anymore because my husband's denying it. And I mean, who am I just to believe this stranger this homewrecker? I can't just sit here and, just believe this stranger that just wanted to homewreck a family. I don't believe half the things, the claims, I now sit here and say half those claims are BS because I've done a lot of my own research. And it's, I just want to say that, like, we're so quick, to believe rumors, Please think about what you're believing, It's not, it's hard. I also have to do the same thing, I have to, I have a lot of figuring out to do still. It's only been a couple months, and I take you on, with my show, I take you on the journey of these emotions, and Hank also has a side too in the show.
You've cried all the tears you can cry.
I have. There's no more. I don't have any more.
What do you want for you? What's Kendra need for herself?
I actually went through everything after this all happened. Hank went to New Mexico for a little bit. I believed that he, at that moment, I believed that he cheated on me. I believed that he just ran away and walked away like my dad did to me in my life. So I just instantly said to myself, okay, I got to make quick decisions. So I made these quick, crazy decisions. I started, I went out one night with my friends. I'm like, I'm single now. I'm single because I didn't have my rings anymore. And I'm like, I'm ready. I thought I was ready. And then I just found myself in there just sitting back and saying, like, what the heck just happened? Like, I really, truly want to be married to this man. Like, I don't want to give up. I really don't. He's worth it. He's an amazing person that's being painted like a monster. And, you know, it just sucks that an amazing guy is like being looked at like this from even me, you know?
You're not wearing your ring. So what's going to take to put the ring back on?
A lot of work, a lot. He's in therapy right now, and you don't see his side of therapy on my show because it's, you know, very intimate, and you know he's trying right now. He's really trying to get to a place where he can really, you know, figure himself out and know what he truly wants in his life.
While Hank works that out, you got to stay on top of you.
Yeah.
Eating, sleeping, breathing. To do the things that are important to keep you who you are, and
Right.
to take care of those precious kids you brought into this existence.
Right.
To let that bond, the most powerful one you'll ever be able to create, stay strong.
Right. Like I'm trying to be as healthy as I can for my kids and for myself. Yeah.
Well, bless you.
Thank you.
Lots happening to Kendra. You can be sure to catch her on Kendra on Top. It's airing Fridays at 9 p.m. on WE TV. I'll be right back.
Coming up next, the doctor who survived the Ebola virus speaks out what he saw in Africa, his thoughts on safety here at home, and the one thing he wants everyone to know about the deadly virus. Coming up next. Women swear it works. The perfect youthful body after just a few shots. But at what cost? Dr. Oz investigates HGH injections. Do they work? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
The first case of Ebola has hit New York City. An ER doctor at my hospital, Craig Spencer, who is also a physician with Doctors Without Borders, recently returned to New York City after treating Ebola victims in West Africa. Dr. Spencer tested positive for the virus, setting off fresh fears about the spread of the disease. Ebola anxiety has been on the rise ever since the first 2 American doctors contracted the deadly illness. One of them is Dr. Rick Sacra. Today, Dr. Sacra is here for his first interview since contracting the virus that Centers of Disease Control calls the #1 health crisis of this generation.
Dr. Rick Sacra's connections to West Africa run deep. As a medical missionary, he and his wife Debbie made Liberia their home for 15 years. He was back in the States when he learned fellow doctor and friend Ken Brantley had contracted the deadly Ebola virus while in Liberia. Dr. Sacra felt so compelled to help that he returned to his adopted West African home. He was delivering babies in the hospital's maternity ward when he developed a fever. Just 3 days later, it was confirmed. He too was infected with Ebola. He was evacuated to the Nebraska Medical Center where he received an experimental drug and a transfusion with blood donated by Dr. Brantley. 3 weeks later, Dr. Rick Sacra left the hospital Ebola-free.
Dr. Rick Sacra and his wife Debbie are here. Thank you for what you've done, and thank you for both coming on. It's been about a month since you left Omaha Hospital in Nebraska. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling good. Finally, about the past week, starting to be able to exercise, starting to get a little stamina.
It took that long just to get your wind back.
Absolutely.
Before we talk about your illness, I do want to talk about Dr. Craig Spencer. That's the physician that obviously has gotten ill and brought Ebola to New York City. You've been there. You've been in his shoes. Are you surprised that another American physician has contracted this illness?
Working in West Africa with these patients, he was working with the sickest patients. Some, I'm sure, were right at the end of their lives in the unit where he was working, and that's when people are the most contagious. And I think each of us who go and work in that setting right now, we recognize the risk. So I have to say I'm not surprised that we've had another person come down with it.
You know, there's a lot of anxiety around it. There was a paper just got published suggesting that there are going to be 3 Ebola cases that come out of West Africa every month to a Western country. And I mention that because I don't think, and we've been saying this all along, this is going to be the last case that comes. We have to expect more. One big issue is what to do with these physicians when they come back. I think very wisely, my hospital, New York Presbyterian, told Dr. Spencer not to come back to work for 3 weeks. That avoided having thousands of patients in a very busy ER exposed who now don't have anything to fear. Do you think that healthcare workers returning from West Africa should be quarantined for 21 days?
I think as long as people are self-monitoring, checking their temperature twice a day, when people don't have symptoms, they're not contagious. So I think somebody who doesn't have symptoms at all should be free to, go about their business. Now the issue of, and of course this is up to hospitals and health departments. I mean, I'm not an expert, I'm not trying to give them advice, but...
No, but you've been there, you've lived it. What went through your mind when you first heard the words, "You have Ebola"?
I was concerned. I was
concerned.
I was upset. I was mostly, of course, getting ready to go to Liberia. I had a conversation with my wife about what could happen. We had discussed it. But I was mostly worried for my family, for what they would go through. It would be, I knew it would be a lot of stress and heartache for them.
What does it feel like to go through the illness itself?
It's just a bad disease. High fevers, vomiting and diarrhea. You feel really miserable. Now, I never reached the stage, the later stages of the disease. There can be bleeding, there can be kidney failure, liver failure. I never reached that stage, so I don't know. I didn't experience the worst of it.
Was it the worst illness you'd ever had?
Yes, I think I can say that.
And Debbie, what was it like for you when you first learned that your husband had contracted Ebola?
I thought about what it would be like to go on with life without him, and was very sad to think that could happen. But it happened very fast that he was able to be evacuated, so we were thankful for that. But definitely had to look it in the face that this could be the time I had to say goodbye.
So the hospital that Rick was in is Nebraska Medical Center. So one of 4 hospitals that have biocontainment units specifically designed for these types of infectious diseases. Yet they isolated you in a big way. They had to. What was that like?
To be honest, of course, the first few days I was there, I was very sick. And it was busy, the people were in and out.
Like sick, you didn't know what was going on? Delusional or?
I had moments when I was confused. Yeah, I had times when I was a little out of it. I don't remember everything from the first few days.
He asked some funny questions.
Yeah, I kept saying, "How did you get here? How did I get in?"
Where am I? Where are you?
How did Nebraska get into Liberia?
So I was a little out of it at the beginning. Once I started coming to myself, though, I mean, to be honest, the staff there they were such a great team. They were friendly. Somebody brought me chicken noodle soup that she made at home, made her own noodles. They were so great. They made the isolation painless.
They were great medically and professionally, but they were also
Nevertheless, you had a disease that has a 50, maybe 70% mortality rate. How did you survive? Why did you survive?
Of course, I got excellent care, excellent supportive care. That's really the cornerstone. And I wish everybody in West Africa, the hundreds of people in West Africa who are dealing with this, I hope and pray with all my heart that they'll have access to this kind of care. Having all the lab tests, being able to adjust the electrolytes that get out of balance, that's very important. And then I also had a research medication that was given to me, and we don't know yet how helpful that was, because there's not enough data. But
how about the blood transfusion from Dr. Brantley?
Right, and then I had a plasma transfusion from my good friend, Dr. Brantley, and all those things. That's antibodies from somebody who survived. So I can only assume that's got to help. But again, we don't have enough data to scientifically say how it is. But all those things put together really helped me recover.
I mean, I still have to check the box miracle.
Yeah.
When you're surviving a disease that most of us don't.
And millions, literally millions of people were praying for me, and I give that a lot of credit too.
Yeah, for good reason. 2/3 of Americans polled in a recent survey by the Washington Post don't think our government's doing enough about Ebola. Think that we're tripping. What do you make out of this panic that has swept the country about Ebola?
Of course, this is the first time the U.S. has dealt with Ebola. It's a new disease. There's going to be a learning curve.
Are you planning on going back?
I am. I'm a missionary with SIM. We've been working in Liberia for years. The health system in Liberia has been crippled by this epidemic. Doctors, nurses have gotten sick and died, and I want to be a part of rebuilding that.
You want me to go back, Debbie?
Yeah, it's really our second home, and I hope I'll get to go back as well.
You're a brave couple. Bless you for being here. Thank you very much. We'll be right back.
Coming up next, it's the #1 ache you complain about most, back pain. Simple, easy steps to treat and relieve your discomfort. And you can do it right at home. Get yourself back in control. Next.
This season is all about getting your healthy back. You can't do that with pain standing in the way. That's why all season long, I'll be giving you the best solutions to get past your worst pains. But first, I need to know what's hurting you. I put out a nationwide call using hashtag #TellOzWhatHurts to find out. Look at all these responses. Today, the #1 pain you told me about, back pain. And I brought in my personal physical therapist who has helped thousands ease their back pain, Peggy Brill. Welcome to the show, Peggy. She always travels with a spine, always has a back with her. Why is back pain so common?
Well, we have 33 vertebrae, and then we've got 31 pairs of spinal nerves coming off. And the lumbar spine, we have flexion, 3 motions, flexion, extension, and rotation. So any of those motions can create a problem. Anything from what we call BLTs, bend, lift, twist, or slouch.
BLTs.
Yes.
It sounds tasty.
It is
So if I get these words, bending, lifting,
twisting, and slouching.
So that's just probably what we do most of the time. Well, slouching, everyone stand up right now. Everyone can take care of that. Now, you said there are 3 different ways to take care of these pains. So let's break it up a little bit. And these are all easy. They're all free. You can all do them at home with any difficulty. The first is a sudden back pain. It's almost like you do something and gets you. So define it if you don't mind. And then let's talk about how to treat it.
Well, acute back pain is something that happens all of a sudden. You go to move, go to do something, your back tenses up. It's not chronic. It shouldn't last longer than 72 hours. We know if we treat this properly right away, the pain should dissipate in 72 hours.
All right, Nirmala is joining us. And she apparently has a little bit of back pain. How are you, Nirmala?
Hi, fine, thank you.
So what happened? When was the last time you had this back pain?
Well, I'm a babysitter for the past 9 years.
Congratulations.
And thank you. And all my kids, they're under the age of 7. So it's like chasing them and like lifting and like going crazy. And like my back pains, it's just killing me.
Peggy, take it away. What do you do?
Okay, so the first thing you want to do when all of a sudden you get a back pain is lie down, okay? On your stomach with a pillow under your belly, especially if you're like, you go to get up and you're locked up. You're going to need the pillow.
So let's get down there. Okay. This is called the pillow press, is that right?
Yes, and you put that under your belly, and you just prop yourself up on your elbows.
Like a sphinx?
Yes. And if you can do that, you hold it about 10 seconds to a minute. Okay. And if it starts to feel like you're getting pressure or pain in your back, then you want to go down. Just take a break, take a deep breath in, and then try to come up again and see if that really starts to relieve you. You're looking for the green light effect where your pain starts to diminish. Then from this position, you go into what's called a press up, where you put your hands right by your shoulders, and then you just press up on your arms. But you're basically creating like a pump in your back.
Nirmala, you keep going. You got work to do.
Oh, yeah.
Let's get to the next pain a lot of folks complained about to me, which is pain every morning when you get up. Dawn is here. How are you, Dawn?
Hi.
Thanks for being here. So describe this discomfort you're having.
Well, every morning I'm afraid to move. I wake up and I have a constant dull ache in my lower back.
Peggy, happens a lot. What's going on?
This is the chronic back pain. This is, people going, I'm getting older, I'm getting this. It really comes from 2 things, lack of movement or not enough muscular strength to stabilize your spine. So one of the things I like to do is make it simple. Before you even get out of bed in the morning, get your abdominals activated. And we want to do that with what we call
Join Peggy back there.
belly blast.
She's intense when she does this.
Okay, so you're gonna come lie down on your back, okay? And you're going to lift up both legs and then you're going to bring your left leg up, and you're going to take your opposite arm, your right arm, and push against your knee and pull it in at the same time. This is an isometric contraction for your abdominals. You should have no movement in your spine. This is how we start to restore stability. Then you're going to switch and do the other side.
It's the opposite hands that keep
And the opposite hand helps get those oblique abdominal muscles kicked in.
Dawn, could you do that in the morning before you get out of bed?
I absolutely will do this every morning.
Relax back there. Take it easy. Practice first. Fine, the back pain that a lot of folks have, which ones that last for more than 2 weeks. Farah's here. How are you?
How are you?
So describe your back pain. How often does it last?
Oh my God, I have back pain like every single day. Matter of fact, Dr. Oz, I have back pain like, it's just, sometimes you can't even handle it. I was born with back pain.
Yeah, a lot of us feel like that. No matter what you're doing, there's always a little bit of aching in there. Peggy, what causes the back pain that lasts for weeks?
Well, this is like somebody gets an injury in their back, and they've gone on their belly, and they've done the press-ups, and they've restored that normal motion of extension, so they're not so bad sit to stand. But if they're standing, let's say their back gets achy, they need to restore the flexion portion of their spine. And we do that with doing knees to chest.
All right, so on our backs again. Show us how to do it.
And if you notice, all the exercises we're doing are on your back because we want to eliminate gravity, because gravity is a compressive force of the spine. So when you're lying down doing these exercises, it takes the pressure off the vertebra and the spinal nerves that come through.
Okay.
All right, so you're going to start on your back. You can bend up your legs and then pull the left knee in towards your chest and really get that press down. Trying to keep the head flat, tuck the chin a little bit, and hold that for about 3 seconds and then let that release. And then do the other side, holding it 3 to 6 seconds, and then let that release. And then we're going to do both legs. 3.
And this is the leg you want us to spread, right?
Yes.
Which we're not going to get this camera angle. But I've never seen the ceiling like this before. Someone get the ceiling up there. Why do you have to spread the legs? It is a little bit awkward.
Well, it really helps to open up your back more by doing that. And that's much more functional motion.
Besides the leg spreading part on national television, Farah, how does that feel?
It feels great, actually. Yeah.
So basic principle, get on the ground, so gravity's helping you. You hurt yourself acutely, get on your stomach.
First start on your stomach, yes.
Otherwise on your back to get all the rest of the muscles and the flexion rep.
Yep.
This is fantastic advice. Peggy Beck has a new DVD. It's called Low Back Pain Patient Recovery Kit, aptly named. You can find a clip with more exercises to get your back pain past you on DrOz.com. And all season long, I'll be helping you get past pain. So tell me what's hurting you with hashtag #TellOz We'll be right back.
Next, your face can say a lot. If you really want to know how healthy you are, just look in the mirror. 5 things your face can tell you that might change your life. Reveal the hidden clues to your health with just one look. Coming up next. Women swear it works. The perfect youthful body after just a few shots. But at what cost? Dr. Oz investigates HGH injections. Do they work? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
If you really want to know how healthy you are, just look in the mirror. And today I'm going to tell you 5 things your face says about your health to help you stop certain health issues in their tracks. So, as an example, look at this face before I change it. You notice the color in it, the lips are nice and red. There's a tanning to the face. The eyes, notice them as well. Now, if your face, your eyelids, your lips turn pale, watch what happens here. They lose, like the color's flowing out of them. That could be a sign of anemia. And iron deficiency is one of the most common causes. It's brought on by a heavy menstrual cycle or a poor diet. Simple fix, meat and dark leafy green vegetables. They can help. They're probably good for you anyway in the right amounts because they have lots of iron in them. You can put that color back up. So that's sort of an example of what I'm talking about. That's the first one. Now let's go to Regina. She's got a couple more we're going to talk about. How are you, Regina?
I'm fantastic. How are you doing, Dr. Oz?
Very well. So when you look in the mirror, other than putting on makeup, do you notice things about yourself or that never really happens?
Do I notice things about myself? My goodness, sometimes I'm afraid to get too close to the mirror because I'm afraid I may fall into something that's surfacing or getting deeper.
Well, be looking for blemishes, be looking for wrinkles, but I'm talking about health issues here that are really important. So I'm going to walk you through a couple that are important for everyone to understand. So the eyes, they are literally the window into our bodies, telling us what's happening. So I want you to do something for me. I want you to pretend that you're at a time in your life when you have a big bag. Maybe you went out too late at night, maybe you didn't eat the right things, and put that bag under that eye over there and show me what it would look like.
Oh my.
Yeah, we've all had those bags, haven't we?
Jeez.
Right. So Does this mean you haven't slept enough? That is one reason that it happens, and it actually, when you don't sleep, changes your hormones, but it could be a sign of something else as well. In fact, it's usually a sign of something else. So if you get up some days and you have big bags, you gotta think, why is it that the blood vessels under my eyes are dilating up and leaking out fluid, causing this swelling to happen? Classic things that do it are too much salt in your diet, and the other big one are allergies. So it could happen because, for example, pollen got in your eyes. So wearing big sunglasses, you look cool too, but it keeps the pollen out. It could be your pillows have stuff in them that's messing with you. It could be you took too much salt. You never want to have more than 2,300 milligrams of salt a day. All these are clues. Those are problems independent of the bags, but the bags are giving you in. Okay, that's one. Next one, something that most people never heard of called a xanthoma. Have you heard of that?
I have not.
Take this little wad of fatty plaque and put it right up here somewhere. All right. These are called xanthomas. They're these little growths that happen around your eyes.
Gotta fix your lashes.
Well, you're very kind for doing that. I appreciate it. Now, this is seen in people who have high cholesterol. I'll tell you right now, when you go home tonight, look around your family. If you're at work, look at your coworkers. Let me show you a picture of what this looks like in a real person. These are fatty deposits. See that little fat there? Now that I mention it to you, you'll notice it happens on the eyelid, it happens below the eye. They're not in themselves a problem, although people notice them, but you know what they tell me? Tell me your cholesterol's high. All right, that's the eyes. Come on over to the lips. Oh, lots of lessons for health here. So, in general, when we have dried and cracked lips, does that ever happen to you?
It does, especially this time of year.
Grab that little blemish back there. Now, if you get these little cracks, like you're just putting on there now,
like here?
These are, they're very, very common.
Oh, I see.
A little bit of a blemish like that or a crack on the side of the lip, that's a sign you may be vitamin B deficient, which is super common. So eggs, leafy greens, vegetables, nuts, those kinds of things have B vitamins naturally in them. And this, again, don't think of this as a unsightly change in your lips. Think of it as a clue that something's going down that you got to know about. All right, last tip. Are you ready?
Yes.
Come on back to the big board.
All right.
Now, this is about eyebrows. Okay. I don't know if you've noticed this yet, but everyone think about this in their own mind. Have you noticed a change in your eyebrows?
Have I ever? Oh my goodness. I keep looking in the magazines. I see this, I have this like eyebrow envy that has overcome me. There should be a hotline. So basically the look that I'm about to project, if you don't help me,
will be
is the half of the eyebrow look. Because they're thinning.
Yeah, can I just look here? Yeah, they are thinning a bit on the side. Let me put it up in this animation.
Okay.
Look at the eyebrow. Let's get rid of the outer half of that eyebrow. Just get rid of it.
There I am.
All right, that's you. All right, when you have brittle, sort of thinning eyebrow hairs, that's often a sign of thyroid issues. And here's the big clue. From the angle of the eye, take a pencil or a finger, from the angle of the eye, go straight up. If the eyebrow is shorter than the outside of the eye, that's one of the biggest clues we have as doctors that you have a hormone problem, specifically thyroid. There are frankly lots of things you can do without even taking medications.
Okay.
Thanks for being here. Lots of clues to your health can be found in your face. Check them out on DrOz.com. I'll be right back.
Next, everyone dreads the public restroom. Can they make you sick? When it comes to spreading germs, what you're sitting on may not be the culprit. The truth about what's lurking in public bathrooms. What you can do to stay clean and rest easy. Next.
We are bringing healthy back this season and want you to bring it too. Grab your prescription pad for fun and sign up for free tickets today. You can go to DrOz.com/tickets and sign up. And is that myth for real? I'm going into the one place no man has gone before, a woman's bathroom. And I'm answering that burning question. Can public toilets make you sick?
I will not go anywhere near a public toilet.
Public toilets are disgusting.
If I absolutely have to go, I squat. Don't touch anything.
The thought of using a public restroom makes me really sick to my stomach.
Is that myth real? Can you get sick from a public toilet seat?
So Val is joining me. So why do you believe public toilets are so dangerous?
They're disgusting and germy.
Ooh, all that stuff going on in there?
Oh yeah, I can't stand them. I never use them. I try not to. If I have to, I'll take and put some paper towels down.
Give me the whole routine. So you walk in there.
I walk in.
The purse is on your shoulder.
My purse is on the shoulder. I'll look around. I hang it on the door.
Okay.
But I look at the toilet seat no matter what. I really hate bathrooms. Yeah. public bathrooms because they're really dirty. So I'll take paper towels, put them around the seat.
Good.
And then I'll squat.
Oh, you won't touch, you just squat.
I squat. And then if there's no paper towels, I'll sit on my hands. Well, I mean to protect my body.
I got it. Then you wash your hands, I hope.
Yes, I wash my hands. And then sometimes I'll take my foot and kick the thing to flush so I don't have to touch it.
So the question is, how many of these are smart things to do? How many of them are a waste of time? And are there other things you're not doing that could really be tricking you up? So to break down this myth, I have done something for the first time. I have brought a public bathroom right here on the set. I built it just for you, Val.
Okay.
All right, so here's what we're gonna do. I've got a couple stickers here. These are germ stickers.
Okay.
So I'm gonna ask you to take these and put them on the 5 places that you think are the germiest in the bathroom.
Okay.
Okay, the audience may shout out, you're welcome to take their advice, you don't have to.
Okay.
And I'm gonna give you only 20 seconds, because
Okay.
you're so good at this, you know these bathrooms, you should be able to.
I can't stand dirty bathrooms.
Don't forget all this area here, the sink, the entrance, and of course, don't forget inside.
Okie dokie.
The toilets. Are you ready?
Yes.
20 seconds on the clock?
20 seconds.
Ready, audience? Take it away, go.
Go.
Sink.
Oh, no, right here. Okay, the doors. Okay, the seat.
She got them all.
Okay.
She had the door handle, the toilet seat, and everything.
Okay. Well, I want it here.
It's okay, I'll put it right there for you.
Yes.
Perfect, good. Okay. So let's go through this one more time real quick. Come over here next to me.
Yes.
I want to understand this.
Okay.
So you put one on the flusher.
The flusher.
You put one on the toilet seat.
Yes.
We got one here on the door handle, right? And then you were really worried over here. We got one on the sanitizer, and you put one
pump here.
On the pump. Oh.
Yes.
That's very smart. I wouldn't have thought about that. Okay, on this. All right, now I am going to challenge you.
Okay.
Because I have a little test that we did.
Okay.
We actually went to a public bathroom. Went into the public bathroom and performed a series of germ tests. The things everybody would want to do if they could just do it, but we have technology to do it. Notice our gloves. And we saw things that absolutely surprised us beyond belief, which I'm going to share with you. Okay. So the first surprising item is the flusher, which you identified.
Okay.
Had 257 calories. My goodness. A lot of calories. That flusher makes you heavy. Had 257 germs. The germs were rated on a scale of 0 to a lot. 0 means you have none.
Okay.
Right? 257 is a reasonable amount, but you'll see why. The next was the floor. The floor, my friends, 704
I
germs.
meant to put one there.
Yeah.
I didn't have enough.
Yeah. Well, you mentioned the purse. Yeah. That's why we tell people never put the purse on the floor, because you just touched one of the dirtiest places in the bathroom. Yeah. Right? Use the hook. That's what it's there for.
I look for that.
All right. Then we got the lock. Now, interestingly, you put it on the outside. The inside lock, 1,192. Right. Frankly, my friends, I wouldn't bother locking the door anymore. Yeah. Or if you're going to lock it, remember, people touch the lock before they can wash their hands.
Sure.
Right? So they went to the bathroom, they spilled something on their fingers, and then they go, and then you do the same thing. And guess what never gets cleaned? The lock. Can you imagine someone going in and go, no, they're not going to rub little nooks and crannies in there. All right, now you got the sink, right. Sink's a big problem. 1,228. Are you ready for the toilet seat?
Yes, the one I hate the most.
When you hate the most, okay? We know it's all about toilet seat for you. And here goes. Audience, hold the moans. Toilet seat was 47.
Wow. I can't believe it.
Isn't that incredible?
Only 47?
47. You can practically wash your hands on the toilet seat.
They tinkle and everything on it.
They're tinkling, but we're cleaning it. Plus, people like you are using their hands or wipes or drapes or all kinds of. I mean, does that surprise you?
Yes, it does. I'm very surprised that that's all the germs there is there.
So it turns out that the real culprit, right, is not your behind.
The floor?
It's your hands.
Oh, my hands.
All the things. Look, the floor is not bad compared to the lock over here. So I had my team extensively research this, because we have talked about this a lot. People all over America worry about that toilet seat. We couldn't find a single example, not one example, of someone getting an infection from a toilet seat. Because the toilet seat's not very hospitable to germs. There's not much on there to grow. There's no nooks and crannies like you have here. And no matter what happens, the toilet seat gets cleaned all the time. So, my friends, this myth is busted. The myth is gone. All right? Have I alleviated your fears today?
Yes, you have.
And you are very kind to join me on this voyage. To see more health myths busted, you can go to DrOz.com. If you want to find out more about these myths and see if they're for real, you can ask me using hashtag #OzMyths, and I'll be right back.
Women swear it works. The perfect youthful body after just a few shots. But at what cost? Dr. Oz investigates HGH injections. Do they work? All new Oz. That's coming up tomorrow.
This season is all about bringing healthy back. So I've asked you to send in your ways that you're improving your health in hopes of inspiring others. Now, my favorite this week was this photo that Sherry sent us. Now, she says exercise, eating right, and a lot of hard work help transform her body from this on the left to what you see on the right. That's pretty cool, isn't it? My Facebook followers are rooting for her, so am I. Congratulations, Sherry, you look wonderful. Now it's time for In Case You Missed It. We looked at whether you can get sick from a public toilet. So I built my own toilets here, and I had my team actually go out and research extensively. We could not find a single report of disease spread from the toilet seat, which everyone thinks is dirty, but frankly isn't a big problem out there. Experts say it's extremely unlikely to happen. Most of the bugs that are on those hard surfaces, and toilet seats are hard, they don't transmit through the skin. So the truth is the real culprit when it comes to spreading your germs actually are your hands, not your bottom. Now, lots more germs, for example, on this little lock here that no one ever can wash their hands before they can open or close, and on the sink itself. In fact, these little knobs over here, the on-off, they're a big problem. Sounds simple, but the best way to avoid getting sick is to wash your hands. And again, 20 seconds is the right amount of time. And after 20 seconds, you don't turn off the sink because you're just getting the germs back again. Get a towel, dry your hands, turn the sink off, use that same towel as you walk out of the bathroom. Little tip that I always use myself will come in handy. Okay, we also wanted to see what your face says about your health. And there are a couple of things you all complain about. Because in fairness, the eyes literally are a window of what's going on inside your body. So when I hear these complaints, I take them personally. You should too. The puffiness under your eye is a good example. You're supposed to be nice and flat like this. But if you look at the puffiness in this model over here, you'll see what a lot of you would normally say is a sign of lack of sleep. But chronic allergies and a high sodium diet can actually cause this puffiness, which again, you elegantly want to avoid by, for example, wearing sunglasses, which will keep pollen out so you don't get the allergies. And you want to limit the sodium that you get in a day to 2,300 milligrams for a lot of reasons, including puffiness under your eyes. Something else your eyes can show you about your health are yellow plaques. They're called xanthomas. Look at this picture. See that soft bump on the upper eyelid? Wherever they are, if you see this, it's often seen in people who have high cholesterol. You got to make sure you have your cholesterol checked and limit your saturated fats. Finally, let me close with a warning. Please be careful about what you buy online, especially weight loss pills. There's some dubious people online that prey on folks like you who are trying to do the right thing for your health. Sometimes they even make it seem like I'm endorsing their products, but I don't. To see a full list of our trusted sponsorship partners, go to DrOz.com. I'll see you next time.